What's the youngest child?
My youngest is 16.
Okay. What do you want as an outcome as far as relationship? Have you got
I definitely want to get married.
What?
I definitely want to get married.
Why?
Why? I just feel like, I don't want to be by myself forever.
That's not an answer. Hey, Z,
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 40.
All right. What do you got for me? Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
What do I have for you? Nothing. I think at this point, I know I'm 40. I have 5 children. I'm divorced. So
5 kids?
I really.
How long were you married?
I was married for 20 years.
Oh, I gotta ask, why you divorced?
We got married when I was 17 years old, and we just both kind of changed.
Hold on just a second. Okay, you were married for 20 years, you got married at 17, you changed. Who filed for divorce?
He did.
On what grounds?
I guess it was kind of both mutual for both of us. I mean, we hadn't been intimate in a long time, per his choice.
Okay.
We were just more like roommates, kind of living together.
How long have you been divorced?
About 10 years.
Excuse me?
About 10 years.
That math.
Yeah, I gotta stop that one. So she got married when she was 17, was married for 20 years, which makes her 37, and now she's 40. I don't know. We'll see what she's saying.
Well,
Yeah, it does.
17.
Mm-hmm.
You were married for 20 years?
Yeah.
17 plus 20 is 37. You can't be divorced for 10 years.
Well, separated most of the time.
All right. The math doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we were separated for a while before we actually physically got the divorce. So we were legally.
So what are you talking about? You weren't intimate. Like, you weren't intimate the last few years or the last fucking 10 years? If you were separated for 10 years, like, a lot of this, like, come on now. Come on.
You're legally married for 20 years.
Right. Correct.
How long were you guys living apart?
I want to say about 4 years.
Have you had any counseling or therapy yourself?
Yes,
You need to
3
turn the
years.
volume down. You need to turn the volume down on your phone because it's very
Okay,
loud.
sorry about that. Yes, 3 years.
All right. So, practically, do you date?
I have been dating, yes.
I don't know what happened, but
Yeah, all my children are grown though.
What's the youngest child?
My youngest is 16.
Okay. What do you want as an outcome as far as relationship? Have you got 5
I definitely want to get married.
What?
I definitely want to get married.
Why?
Why? I just feel like, I don't want to be by myself forever.
That's not an answer. There has to be a why.
And I do find that, now, I guess there's a little bit of difference in this, but I do find that strange that a woman who was married for 20 years but only together 10 years or 6, it sounds different. She said they were living apart for, what is it, the last 4 years of her marriage. So she's been lonely, I guess. I'm assuming for the last 10 years of her marriage, her legal marriage. So most women at this age, once they get out of a divorce, I would think, especially this danger zone, as we like to call it, and her being 40, for her to want to jump back into a marriage, I guess it's about her belief system and values. But like I always say, I think a lot of women just want companionship, and which is what it sounds like she's describing. But she's describing this companionship more so of, I want this companionship through marriage. I don't just want a guy, even though I'm dating. I want to be married again because of her beliefs. So 40 years old, she got another 2 years with her youngest. So she'll be 42 till she'll be completely, I guess, I don't know how many staying in the house, until she's completely free of children. So I do find this interesting, and I want to hear what she's saying in terms of why she wants to be married again, unless it's just a value belief system or religious beliefs.
Why? You ladies just want to get married because why? There has to be a why.
I want companionship.
What did I say?
5 kids.
Yes.
40 years old.
And guys, contrary to popular belief, and yes, I'm pausing the video again, so get mad. I don't watch these videos. I'm watching it right along with you guys. So this is just stuff that I've learned from talking to women, talking to older women, just interacting with women in general. So no, I don't preview these videos, and no, I'm not a clairvoyant or a psychic. But a lot of this stuff you can set your watch to, though.
Yes.
Youngest is 16.
Correct.
Can't get the numbers right in your marriage. Married again. Doesn't make any sense. Companionship. Why? But that's because this is what's on the open market.
Facts.
1 in 4 will get married. And this is why I always say, why you're leaving your husband. To think you get I don't know why so many women feel like they should just get another one.
I tried to make it work.
That's the reason.
Okay. This is too much to get into right now. But reality of getting married, even if the youngest is 16, what kind of husband would you be looking for?
Somebody that's like a great friend to me. You know, someone who I can have a great time with.
I want to know what's the reason why they divorced. And obviously he filed for it because he just got tired of whatever it was. He said she tried to make it work. But baby, you 40 is supposed to have, in the words of Kevin, a relationship with you at this point is supposed to be lighthearted. If you get married, you get married. If you don't, you don't. You always entitled to feel how you feel. And if you want to get married, that's perfectly fine. But understand, if you're going to just overlook or just throw companionship altogether under the pretense that I have to get married, then you may be alone for a while. That's just how it is.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a waitress.
Am I being trolled?
I'm a waitress. Prior to the pandemic, I had a business for about 3 years.
What kind of business?
I taught hair wrap classes. I sold African jewelry, African clothing, motivational speaking, things of that nature.
And you have 5 kids.
Meditation courses.
How many of your children still live at home?
Just my 16-year-old.
And where are the other ones?
Grown. In the military, college.
And that's a question, like I said, that I was asking. How many actually live at home with you? How many are still in the nest? It sounds like she's hopeful. Where do you waitress at? Are you a waitress at a strip club? Are you a waitress at Benihana? Are you a waitress at a steakhouse? I mean, I'm not knocking what you do, you know, for a living, but it's really at this point, you're 40 years old. Companionship is basically what you just should be looking for. Not saying marriage is impossible for you, but companionship is really what you should be looking for. Lighthearted, you know, and that way you can overcome this loneliness with a companion of yours until you depart or make your transition from this world.
Living their life, you know, as adults.
No. All right. Adults? You started out early on. How old were you when you had your first child?
18.
And you said you had. Are you still in therapy?
Currently, yes.
I think you're in the best place. I think you're in the best place. I'll joke aside.